Okay, solve the inequality, graph your solution, and label your graph. So we got x plus 3 is greater than 9. So to represent the solutions to an inequality, there are a continuous amount of solutions we put on a number line. It's not just one number, it's an infinite amount, but the solution starts somewhere. So to find where they would start, you get the x by itself. You need to minus 3, and you check the sign, you don't switch it. So you have x, 9 minus 3 is 6, okay? And that's in the right order, so we put a 6, we circle, we do not fill in the circle, and then we go to the right, greater than. Okay, next problem, number 2, negative 4 is less than x plus 8. So we have to get x by itself. We're going to minus 8 and check the sign. Okay, so minus 8, negative 4 minus 8 is negative 12, and then we have x. Now you need to reorder this so that the x comes first in that sentence. So x, negative 12, then it goes to greater than negative 12. So x can be greater, that has to be greater than negative 12. It's not going to be equal to, then greater than goes this way. Just like that. Okay, number 3, negative 6x is greater than 18. Okay, so get x by itself. Now, this is negative 6 times x. So I put in the times, and that means I need to divide by negative 6. Since we are dividing each side by a negative, the sign needs to switch. Okay. So it switches from greater than to less than, and then we go divide by negative 6. So we have x, 18 divided by negative 6 is negative 3. So we have negative 3. That's a less than, so that would go this way. X less than negative 3. Okay, x divided by negative 4 is less than 6, okay? So we have to get the x by itself. So x is over here. It's divided by negative 4, so we get the x by itself by timesing by negative 4, okay? You will have to switch the sign on that problem, okay? So we switch it, and we times by negative 4 times by negative 4. 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. So we circle, we don't fill it in, greater than goes this way. X is greater than negative 24. Okay, number 5, we got 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to 2x minus 8. So you have like terms of x, they're on opposite sides. So when you're combining your like terms of x, you need to just, the sign stays the same. If they're on opposite sides, you take out the smaller x. So you're going to minus 2x and minus 2x from 3x. So that's 1x plus 5 and then negative 8. Okay, so we got x over here. We got times 1 and plus 5. Now, if it's times 1, we don't need the times 1 there. We just need to minus 5, and the sign checks. Okay, so, because dividing by 1 would be kind of pointless. So you have x, negative 8 minus 5 is negative 13. So you have negative 13 as your critical value. You want to fill the circle, and that's less than, so it would go this way. Okay, x less than or equal to negative 13. Okay, number 6, 4x is greater than 2 times the quantity x plus 7. So, first thing you need to do is distribute, okay? Sign will not, okay, 2 to x, 2 to 7. So plus, so 2 times x is 2x, then 2 times 7, remember your timesing is 14. The other side you got 4x. Now again, we have like terms of x on opposite sides. So again, you'll check the sign again and take out your smaller x. So minus 2x minus 2x. So that's 2x, and over here you have 14. Now you can get the x by itself. So you got times 2, so you need to divide by 2. Now you're dividing, but you're not dividing by a negative, you're dividing by a positive, so we're going to check the sign and divide by 2. So we got x, 14 divided by 2 is 7, so x is greater than 7. Don't fill it in, okay? Greater than goes this way. Point that nose this way. Okay, I want to make up another problem here. It's going to be a quick one. 3x plus 2 is less or equal to 3x minus 10. Okay. So if I were to make my number line, I'd see that I have like terms of x and they're on opposite sides. Okay. So if they're on opposite sides, you take out the smaller one, but we don't have a smaller one. They're equal, so we're able to cross them out. Then we get rid of this right here, and then we have just a 2 and a negative 10. So what we have here is an all solutions or no solutions. Well, 2 is bigger than negative 10. It should be eating the positive 2, and it's not, so that's a false statement. So that means it's no solutions. Okay? There's no side that, there's no number for x that can make this greater than this. Okay, number 7. Now we have our first compound inequality here. Negative 7 is less than or equal to x minus 3 is less than or equal to 2. Okay, so you need to make a table now and put each inequality on each side. So over here you got a negative 7 and you have x minus 3. Now you're going to bring your x minus 3 over here and then the 2. Now you get x by itself. So you got plus negative 2. Well, you have to plus negative 3, excuse me. You have to plus 3 and the sign checks. So negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4, then you have x. Now this needs to be reordered so that we have x before the negative 4, and then it switches to greater than or equal to. Okay, now over here, plus negative 3, you have to do the same thing. You got a plus 3, sign checks, plus 3, plus 3. So we have x, and 2 plus 3 is 5, and that's in good order. So you have negative 4 and 5. Okay, so the circles, both of them, you fill them in. Okay. So you're greater than negative 4, but you're less than 5. Okay. Now to label that correctly, you put x in between negative 4 and positive 5. Then you eat the 5 and you eat the x. Both these would have lines underneath. Okay, number 8, 5x is less than or equal to negative 10, 3x greater than 9. So again, it's a compound inequality, so we need to make a table here where we have 5x less than or equal to negative 10, and then 3x greater than 9. So I solve both the inequalities. 5 times x, we have to divide by 5. Check the sign because you're dividing, but it's by a positive. So we got x, negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. Okay, 3 times x, you need to divide by 3. Check the sign. So you have x, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we have negative 2 and 3. Okay, circles. Now you want to close the one above the negative 2, but keep the one above the 3 open. So you're less than negative 2 or greater than 3. So you put x3, point that nose right, x negative 2, point that left, put the equals to line. Okay, now 3-story problems. My goal is to earn $80 selling popcorn and peanuts. Popcorn sell for $2 each, peanuts sell for $2.50 each. I have sold 16 bags of peanuts, but I'm not out of them. Write and solve an inequality that represents the boxes of popcorn I can sell and be able to meet my goal. So if I have to write an inequality with a goal, it's greater than or equal to, and my goal is $80. Now to know how to set this side up, let's use our units of measurement, dollars, popcorn, and peanuts. So since there's 3 units, you know I'm spending the money is 1 unit, and it's on 2 different things. That's 3 units, so I need to make my grid. So I put together, or no, first I put popcorn and peanuts, the 2 things I'm buying. Popcorn, peanuts. Okay. Then money, and then per and total. Okay, now up here this says how many. And then here is together. So I don't need these. So what I do with that greater than or equal to $80 is put that here because that's some money total together. Now to know what goes on the other side, we need to do some reading, okay? How many? The only number that indicates how many is 16 bags of peanuts. So the popcorn I'm just going to put as P. Now the price per, okay, when you buy popcorn that's $2. And when you buy peanuts that's $2.50. So I multiply these two because I know I'm buying I'm buying 16 bags of peanuts for $2.50 each. So 16 times $2.50 is going to be 40. Okay. Now right here, P times 2, we just write that as 2P. So we have 2P plus 40. Now we just solve it. Okay. So you're going to minus 40. Which checks a sign, then we're going to divide by 2, that checks a sign. So minus 40, minus 40. So you have 2 times P, it's greater than or equal to 40 actually, then divide by 2, and you have P 20. So P is greater than or equal to 20. Greater than or equal to, right there. Okay, number 10, I have 600 feet of fence to put around a rectangular food plot of land. The length of the rectangle is 200 feet. Write and solve an inequality that represents possible widths of the plot. So have means you're less than or equal to 600. Now, to know what goes here, you look at your shape. So I have this 200 feet. It says the length is 200. So I put 200, 200. So I'm going to add 200 plus 200, but then I'm going to add the w's, w plus w. So 200 plus 200 is 400. W plus w is 2w. So you write 400 plus 2w. Then you solve. Okay. You're going to minus 400. And then you're going to divide by 2. Sign checks both operations. So I have minus 400, that's 200, 2 times w, less than or equal to 200. Then I divide by 2, and I have w. 200 divided by 2 is 100. Okay, now the graph, we'd put 100, we would circle, we would fill it, less than goes this way. There you are. Okay, last problem here in the video. My goal is to earn an average of 75 in English class for my test. So far I've gotten 85, 63, and 74 on my test. Write and solve an inequality that represents the possible scores I can get on my next test to meet my goal. So I'm setting a goal so I can be greater than or equal to 75. Okay. Now to work with an average, you make a big line. And so far, you have gotten an 85, a 63, and a 74. Now, we don't know what we're going to get on the next test, so we add x to that. Now, we're going to divide this by 4, but we can't actually ever divide. If there's 4 tests, it'd be over 4. So you put your x down, you put your 4, then you add the 3 tests that you've taken. So 85 plus 63 plus 74, 222. Okay, now I solve it. Now it's not just x divided by 4, it's the whole side divided by 4. So we need to get rid of the divided by 4 first by timesing by 4. And then we minus 222. Check the signs both places. So multiplying isn't going to change it, and neither will the minus. So I times 4 times 4. Okay, 75 times 4 is 300, and I still have x plus 222. Okay, so now I need to minus 222. 300 minus 222 is 78. So you have to get a 78 or greater than 78 to meet your goal. That's it.